Hey guys, and welcome to episode 96 of our Glory Hunter career mode. Currently here with Nottingham Forest in the Premier League. We've got loads of games to get through today, so we're just going to crack on into the first one. We've got our Carabao Cup semi-final, as well as our first game in the FA Cup this season as we travel to Loftus Road to take on Championship QPR. Let's jump into it. It's Burnley to kick off the episode, struggling down in 19th place. Should hopefully be a banker. So of course we've now reached the halfway stage and we still remain unbeaten so far in all competitions. Actually, we've not lost in the cup either, and obviously no European campaign for us this year. But yeah, still unbeaten as we head into January. But to be honest, I don't think as Burnley have a man down here, and Kefren Turan with the chance buries it with a player on the deck. But I was just going to say, heading into January, I don't think I'm actually going to make any moves, as I'm really happy with the squad, and with just 2 million in the bank, we'd have to sell someone if we wanted to raise funds to bring somebody in. So I don't really think I'm looking to sell anyone. Really happy to keep the squad as we are, as Kefren gets his 10th goal of the Premier League this season. What a start. Burnley not happy with us playing on, but this Forest side are ruthless and we're out for victory. Here's Kefren Turan on the ball. Goal scorer again, Kefren. Karim Adeyemi hits one. Oh, it's off the woodwork. Comes out to Joseph, and his effort is straight at Velasco, and now looks to send Kvaratskhelia away down the left, looking to get away from Iglesias. Kvaratskhelia gets a little bit lucky, and Kefren's in space, surely for two. It's so easy for Kefren. And I mentioned in the first half our display deserved a second goal, and it's this man again who's now averaging over a goal every other game in the Premier League from central midfield. Most strikers are happy to have a record that good. Half an hour away here from another Premier League clean sheet for Esteban Mendes and the boys in the back line. Karim comes infield. Oh, that is special. That is special from Karim Adeyemi. What a season the German is having. And I think that is up there with our goal of the season contender. Comes infield and then just finesses it. I mean, that is inch perfect into the top corner. Karim Adeyemi with an absolute beauty. Well, it looks as if Karim Adeyemi's brilliant goal is going to round off another victory and another clean sheet for Nottingham Forest. It's a fantastic performance to kick off the episode with some brilliant goals in there. So after our trip to Turf Moor, which saw us win pretty comfortably 3-0 against Vincent Kompany's struggling at Burnley side, we return back to the City ground here, looking to pick up another 3 points in our charge for the title. Now, if my memory serves correctly, Brentford actually gave us a really tricky test at the G-Tech as Taylor lashes one over the top when we played them earlier on in the year. I know we were victorious in that one, but I remember them giving us a really tough battle, so I'm expecting a little bit more of the same today. Here come Brentford, and it's the first chance of the game and the first goal. And as I mentioned, that tricky game that they gave us at the G-Tech, one of the toughest we've had this year. And Brentford have come to the City ground, and as many teams have done this year, have taken the lead against us. Work to be done. Ooh, fucking hell. That's a strong tackle. And Brentford looking to come forward. Mendes isn't going to get there. Caught in no man's land here. Drilled into the middle, and it's 2. And Esteban Mendes, who has been so consistent for us this season, rushes off his line, doesn't get there, and Bayo scores 2 in 5 minutes to give Brentford a shock 2-goal lead here at the City ground. Ball round the corner to Austin Bryan. Into the penalty area, pulled across for Brennan. who has to score, and Mancini makes a fantastic save to deny him. Would like a goal back for half-time here. Whether we're going to get it or not, I don't know. But I feel like we need it. Here's Joseph. Can he be the man to provide it? Yes, he can. It's a cracking strike from Joseph. Well, Liverpool also being held at the break. They are at home to Crystal Palace, and hasn't been many times this season when ourselves and Liverpool have slipped up, and probably not many, if at all, that it's happened on the same match day. Joseph into Kvaratskhelia, back to Joseph. Chance for the equaliser, and Joseph hits the post. And that is a big chance for our main marksman. Kvaratskhelia gets the return from Brennan and forces the save out of Mancini. Kareem now picks it up. And that's a brilliant ball for Kvaratskhelia, who pulls us level. The clock was starting to tick and the chances were starting to be missed. But Kvaratskhelia does manage to get that goal that gets us back on level terms, and our unbeaten run may well remain intact. A huge goal that. Romero, brilliantly timed tackle. And now Kefren can bring it forward, striding into the Brentford final third. And Kvaratskhelia now on his left peg. Good save, and Kefren won't get there. As we look to find the winning goal here, Brennan swings the corner and Kefren attacks it and gets too much on it and sends it high and over the top. And I think that is going to do it, guys. Yep, there will not be a winner here. Brentford get the point that they probably deserved at the G-Tech, and to be honest, I will take that. To get it back to 2-2, it's a decent result there, and it keeps the unbeaten march on. If Liverpool win, though, they could potentially have closed the gap, as they don't seem to be going anywhere. Well, Liverpool did win that game at home to Crystal Palace, so that means the gap is now cut to just 2 points. And despite us remaining unbeaten after 21 games, Liverpool, as I mentioned, not going anywhere. Well, we return now with some domestic cup football, as 3 of our next 4 games are going to fall in the cup. Of course, Manchester United in a 2-legged semi-final to make it to the League Cup, or the Carabao Cup final at Wembley. And of course, our 3rd round trip to Loftus Road as we take on Queen's Park Rangers to make it into the 4th round of the cup that actually matters, the one that we have to win. So I would sacrifice being knocked out of the semi-finals of this competition if it means making it through to the FA Cup latter stages. And I have a feeling there could well be some goals in this 2-legged affair. Here's Kefren coming forward. Joseph, little flick into Brennan, up against Fish, and he's tripped there, and we'll have a free kick on the edge. Joseph is over it, and Joseph will hit it. Oh, it's not far over. Little bit too much power, but Oman in goal was not moving. That was close from Joseph. Joseph's going to swing this in. It's deep to Godfrey. Comes out to Diallo, the former Manchester United man. And that is special as well. We saw Kareem Adeyemi score an absolute worldie in the first game of the episode. And well, I think that is up there from his competition on that right-hand side. Is Amad Diallo, as the ball comes out to him, takes the touch on the chest and just rifles it on the half volley past the keeper. And that is a brilliant strike from Amad Diallo. Oh, Brennan looking for the 1-2. Little bit of an injection of pace, and Brennan looks to return it to Joseph. It's a brilliant link up from the 2. And we have our second here at Old Trafford. A brilliant counter-attack as Manchester United looking to get back into it. And that could see us with 1 foot into the Carabao Cup final. Oh, that's going to find its way through to Novak here. In behind, and it's a goal back for Manchester United out of nothing. Florian Wirtz drills it home past Mendy. Ziegler now into Gibbs-White. Lovely drop of the shoulder. Looks for Joseph. Oh, what a finish. And that's why I left him on the pitch. He's going to get a rest at Loftus Road on Saturday. So we left him out there tonight. Zidane in behind to Frimpong. Swings it in, and it's not going to be a 3-1 lead. It's going to be a 3-2 lead as Yusufa comes off the bench to score another couple of late goals. I said there would be goals in this one, and we've had 5 in the first leg. Well, guys, just a bit of transfer news before we head into this FA Cup game against QPR. Eddie Salcedo is currently negotiating with Wolves to join them at the beginning of next season. Now, he's only got 6 months left on his current deal, but to be honest, I've barely used him. In the games that I have used him, I've not been particularly impressed. He's currently third choice striker behind Cali Muendo and Joseph Leahy, and I don't mind letting him go on a free if it means we get to keep him for the remainder of this campaign. So the game's coming thick and fast in today's episode, and we now travel to Loftus Road. As I mentioned when this draw was made, really looking forward to this game as we take them on in London here, as it's a real life stadium for a team not in the Premier League, which is it's quite nice, I think. You know, obviously a lot of the relegated sides keep their stadiums, and that is a fantastic ball through to Kareem, and we take an early lead inside 7 minutes. Not what the Queen's Park Rangers fans were looking for. Well, it could be a long one for Queen's Park Rangers here, as Cali Muendo's in behind, and it's an absolutely stupendous goal from Cali Muendo, who opens his body up and fires it into that far corner. Good ball in behind that, and Sanchez is onto it and onside here. And Pau Torres is adjudged to have fouled him. Not only that, receives a red card, and it will be a penalty to Queen's Park Rangers. Not part of the script. He definitely got the man before he got the ball. Sanchez will step up here and score to half the deficit. And in the one competition that we need a win, we could have just shot ourselves in the foot. Diaz away from his man. I still feel that we'll have enough firepower to deal with QPR today. Into Brennan Johnson, and it's 3. The game has settled down a bit since that third goal from Brennan Johnson, and I have gone quite strong for this, considering we're taking on QPR, who are in the second division. But obviously we know that if we lose in the FA Cup, it means a whole nother season, because we need to get our hands on that trophy to complete the full set. So that's why I'm taking this competition seriously, even more so than realistically the Premier League or the Carabao Cup. So yeah, a must-win game here at Loftus Road. Brennan. Oh, Brennan Johnson. Sometimes when it sits up for you like that, you just have to take the strike on. We saw it with Adeyemi. We've seen it with Diallo, and now we've seen it with Brennan Johnson. Cuts across it, and my word, have we seen some screamers in this episode. That is superb from the captain, who gets his second of the game, our 4th, and surely sees us heading to the 4th round. Diallo into the lesser spotted Angel Correa, who scores, I think, his first goal of the season there. And Nottingham Forest now running riot. Corner, QPR, headed away by Chilwell at the near post, and Diallo will pick it up, and he might have to go alone here. Might not be an issue for him. Amad Diallo storming away down the left. Cuts infield. It's brilliant from the former Manchester United winger, who makes it 6. And it's turned out to be a very comfortable afternoon. QPR coming forward for what will be the last attack of the game here. Sanchez is in space. He's been their best player today, and he will net a second. There's a brilliant strike by Sanchez, who won the penalty, but we just had too much firepower for them today. It's Forest who will be in the 4th round of the FA Cup. And that's exactly the start we wanted to our journey this year. So Pau Torres has picked up a suspension. I believe that's just a domestic suspension, which means he'll miss the next league game rather than the next FA Cup game, although it is a big one away at Stamford Bridge. We've also seen a transfer offer for Brennan Johnson here from our former team RC Lons, which will be turned down. No way the captain's going anywhere. And Eddie Salcedo has also reached an agreement with Wolverhampton Wanderers to join up with them next year when his contract expires. Right, guys, we've had the match rescheduled email, so I believe the FA Cup 4th round draw has been made. And we will be taking on League 1 or possibly League 2 side, Exeter City. Not sure where they are in the save at the moment. Pretty happy with that draw. It's another lower league side, so again, we'd expect to make it through to the next round. That might actually fall in this episode. We may have to have a reshuffle into our fixtures, as I believe it's going to be scheduled to be before the end of the month. So yeah, that is actually a week today. So we've got Chelsea on Saturday, then we travel we're at home to Crystal Palace on Wednesday, and then we've got that cup game against Exeter. I kind of want to get that into today's episode, but I have a feeling it might already be quite a long one. So we're returning to Stamford Bridge here alongside Ben Chilwell and Ben Godfrey, who comes in for the suspended Pau Torres. So tricky test this away at the Bridge against Chelsea, who are currently sat in 3rd place, quite a way off ourselves and Liverpool, but still having a good season nonetheless. We know that they have a lot of firepower up top, and Victor Osimhen does start this game, unlike at the City ground where he was forced to sit on the bench. Potential to be some goals in this one as Joseph flashes one across the face and does win a corner. Kareem will swing it in, and oh, it's a brilliant header, and it's Christian Romero who gets it. Really sloppy corner to give away from the Chelsea captain Reece James, and it's down on that side in front of the travelling Forest fans, and Christian Romero gets his first goal of the season to give Nottingham Forest an important lead here at the Bridge. This is one of our trickier games that we have remaining in the Premier League this year. Pedri into Havertz again. Now Carmona, decent effort, and again Esteban has to turn it away. Corner's played short to Pedri, and Chilwell does well. And now Brennan can bring it away for us. Still Brennan. Oh, absolutely skins Marc Cucurella. Could go coast to coast here. Brennan Johnson with another remarkable goal in this episode of absolute worldies. Goes coast to coast from the Chelsea corner. And it's a tale of 2 corners. We score from one. And then as Chelsea have one down the other end, we counter-attack and make it 2. A brilliant goal from Brennan. Joseph, brilliant bit of skill. Still Joseph. Comes out to Brennan. Oh, so close to a 3rd. Osimhen looking to make something happen for Chelsea. Havertz tucks it back inside to Pedri, who had a goal-scoring touch when we were in charge. Still the Spaniard, gets it back to Victor Osimhen, and now inside, and Chelsea have a goal back. It's Osimhen who's the provider, and I'm not sure who it is that finishes it off, but it's a brilliant strike. It's Davide Fratesi. Militao drilled into Victor Osimhen. Brilliant ball round the corner. Chilwell switches off. Carmona levels it up. And it's been coming in the last 10 minutes or so. Chelsea ramping up the pressure. And with just under quarter of an hour to play, this time it's us who's bottled a 2-goal lead. And Chelsea looking for a winner to end our unbeaten run. And there is the whistle. No late winners. It's another Desmond. It's 2-2 here at Stamford Bridge, and from 2 goals down, we fought back against Brentford, but this time it's happened against us, and it is quite a bad injury for Amad Diallo, which will see him out for 4 months, so pretty much the remainder of the season. We probably won't see Amad again in this season. And well, you can see on the right hand side there, Liverpool also had a really tough away day at the Etihad, managed to pick up a point themselves. That means the gap remains at 2 with 16 games to play in the Premier League. We still hold that unbeaten record. Can we go all the way though, as Arsenal did all the way back in the early 2000s? I have to say, I can't end the episode on that draw. Although on paper it's a decent result away at Stamford Bridge, I can't end it there. We have to play the Palace game. So yeah, we will play this Palace game here. I don't want to end on that. It was a sort of a bottle job against Chelsea. I don't mind it. It's a decent point as we look to maintain our unbeaten record. I will take it, but it was a bit of a bottle from 2-0 up. But we've scored some goals against Palace this year. We obviously played them in the early rounds of the Carabao Cup, and I seem to remember us putting 7 past them at Selhurst as well in the return fixture. So yeah, I'm hoping for a bounce back here, potentially some goals as well, as we look to maintain our run and remain top of the Premier League. Kenneth Taylor now looking to bring it over the halfway line. Kvaratskhelia in support, and he'll get it back from the Dutchman. Comes infield brilliantly. Kvaratskhelia to hit one. It's a great effort and turned away by James Trafford as we look to score just before we enter the break, and Adeyemi will not get there first, and it will be deadlocked at 0-0. If we fail to win this one, it will be a bit of a disaster with Liverpool closing in on us. Good opportunity this, and Tavares is out wide. In a little bit of space, comes infield past Austin Bryan. Shot comes in. It's well saved, but the rebound's going to be turned home. But the flag is up. It will not count as Raksaki turns it in. But thankfully for Nottingham Forest, the flag gets raised. But again, Taylor gives it away. And now Fagundes. And this time it will stand for Palace. And Fagundes drills the ball home. And we've been masters of our own downfall there. Give the ball away in a terrible position. And Fagundes, who's one of the top scorers in the league this year, opens the goal scoring today. Real bad giveaway from Taylor. Romero can bring it forward. Lots of space to run into. Brennan in support, and he finds the Georgian Kvaratskhelia drilled into the middle, and Trafford does really well. Joseph on the run. Did he time it? Yes, he did. Joseph into the penalty area and levels it up. And just as my nerves were starting to kick in that we might fall to defeat, Joseph, who's been our main marksman this year, pulls us back on level terms, just avoids the offside trap. And as we look to maintain this fantastic unbeaten run, 22 games in the league, it's Joseph Leahy who pulls us level with 12 to play. Johnson, much better, playing with a little bit of confidence now. Kefren into Joseph to win it. Oh, he's offside. The flag's up for the second time. Joseph thinks he's won it, but it's not going to count. Real trouble here. Shot comes in and Mendes has to turn it behind. My heart is going. I cannot take this. Late corner for Palace. Swung in and cleared by Diaz at the near post. We survived the late scare, but it's more points dropped in the Premier League, and Liverpool, who are away at the London Stadium, will be licking their lips. Well, guys, despite it not being the result we wanted, it is enough to keep us top of the Premier League. We still remain 2 points clear of Liverpool, who drew away at the London Stadium. It was a 1-1 draw there, as it was in Nottingham, so they're still keeping pace with us, but did have the chance to leapfrog us. Starting to get nervy with these games now coming thick and fast, and trying to maintain our unbeaten run. We've got some big games coming up in the next one, including the FA Cup last 32 tie away at Exeter, and also the Carabao Cup semi-final second leg against Manchester United. Still lots of work to be done this season, although we are nearing the climax. I hope you are enjoying, guys, and I'll catch you for the next episode very soon. Peace.